I had my medical test. I did very well on them. My resting heart rate is 59. That's good. Yeah, if you have a resting heart rate above 70, means your cardiovascular.
Oh, you're live.
Oh.
On YouTube, James.
Thank you too.
But I did everything well on all of my tests and everything, and they gave me flu vaccine.
You got the.
And I was cool Friday, and then the immune response kicked in overnight. I usually get up at 4:30 in the morning, and I did. Then I went back to sleep, and I woke up at 11. Then I ate a little bit, went back to sleep, 8 o'clock that night. Ate a little bit, went back to sleep, woke at 4:30 the next morning. Went and worked out, felt like the worst workout of my life, got back home at 9:30, ate a little bit, went to sleep, and I woke up during the first quarter of the AFC Championship game, and I think that was 3 p.m.
Dang.
Then fell back to sleep and woke up in the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game. And that was around almost 10 o'clock.
I'm just tired now.
It knocked me down. I didn't feel right until 7 a.m. the next morning, Monday morning.
Like, dang.
It really.
I need that sleep right there.
It killed me. I mean, my whole body was just.
I know that was good.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I wasn't in class last Thursday,
Mhm.
but the collaborative assignment, I had a question about that.
Okay, go ahead.
So I saw that you closed it, but she just explained to me what we were supposed to do. So
Right.
is there a chance that you can reopen it?
Shouldn't have been closed. It
It
should be
closed
open.
on, it closed on.
It closed.
I turned in, I think I wrote like 4 lines before I created, I turned in what I had.
It closed up.
Yeah,
It's not supposed to close up.
no, it's not closed, it just have a due date, it's not closed.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
there,
okay.
right.
Okay, well, don't look at what I submitted in.
No, look, this is what happens. Either you get it in late,
I should have.
that's okay. I keep all my assignments open for.
I just didn't know back what I'm saying.
You don't get it in with that first 7 days.
Okay, well, yeah, don't be started and shit.
After 14 days, that bitch is closed, you can't get that open.
Okay, I was here Thursday. I was here. Yeah, that don't look at what I did. It was last Thursday.
That time, can you explain it? Cause I need to go around.
Okay, so the summit that is just simply is for you to read your book and explain what it meant to different parts of the state, just write me a essay about it. That's all.
Right, about the state.
Yeah. Basically.
So there was also 4 differences like culture and history. Honestly, okay, I was looking at the right part. Okay, so like culture and history, economy.
Remember, I tell you that each state has their own unique characteristics. That's what it is. Well, true. It's true.
Okay, so I anything. Okay, oh yeah, I did it wrong because I did the what was it like? Okay, I did the part in the book where it was talking about like Missouri and Mississippi or something.
Right.
That's what I was talking about. So that's
No.
I see, I misunderstood.
When I give you something like that, yeah, it may be derived from the book, but I want you to use everything. No.
Okay.
To use
That's what I was talking about. I misunderstood.
So was.
You should. So did it close? Did it?
No,
I just emailed it to you though.
Okay.
It's not closed, so I just looked at it.
I thought that we had to
That's
do
Oh, yeah.
like those 4 things. Yeah, which is what I did. Another thing that was like, they put like.
But it's not
So
too
long.
long. That's what I can
In the women.
Okay, first of all, the first assignment is just for me to get your style down, to see how y'all think. I'm gonna grade that one part.
Okay, cause.
Now, by the third assignment, you know the shit's on.
Yes, it is. I know how you grade.
Everybody who's ever written for me know that the third assignment is usually. I'm eating. So. Let's go back to the past. a
Is
little
this
bit.
in the, can we snap?
Yes.
We got the AK-47 on you? Before I sit there.
got my gun in my car. Let me get my car right now. Cause you scared me, she got the big stuff on and everything, it's hot as hell in here, and she all covered up.
And that's fine.
See, she got me scared. No, okay, so now we know how a state works in this country. The states were here before the United States. Each state worries and controls their own sovereignty. That means they have their own authority. Each state has its own characteristics, be it culture, personal and political culture, type of people, even religion. My example I use is if Black people came together in a common state, what would it look like? You guys gave me all beautiful ideas. And I said, no, because we are more complicated than we think we are. Now we come down to the United States of America, which was a collection of 13 independent states that officially formed a confederacy under the Articles of Confederacy in 1783 to fight against the British. After that, the American Revolution was over. The governing body under the Articles of Confederacy was considered too weak. In December of 1787, delegates from most of the states met in Philly to repair and replace the Articles of Confederation. In the summer of 1788, the US Constitution was ratified. And in 1791, the Bill of Rights was made. I'm trying to get through this bitch quick. It's hot.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna get through this quick and then we're gonna, the US Constitution mentions the states in Article 1, Section 4, gives states its rights of existence. Article 4, Section 1, Section 2 lays it out what's a citizen. US Constitution, Article 4, Section 3, Section 4 tells you how states are admitted. Article 5 tells you how states have the power to amend the Constitution. States have the power alone, without Congress, to amend the Constitution if they get together. States have more power than the federal government realizes. Article 6 says that all states are together, but they all must follow under the law, under the judicial branch of the government, and the Supreme Court is the final arbiter. The 10th Amendment gives not only states power in the Constitution, but individuals. Individuals themselves have sovereignty powers, but under the states. The 14th Amendment applied to the states the Bill of Rights. Without the 14th Amendment, none of you would have civil rights. Let's just make it clear. Without the 14th Amendment, states could still discriminate, make sure you can't vote based on anything. The 14th Amendment applied the Bill of Rights to the states. The 15th Amendment gave all men the right to vote in the states. The 17th Amendment allowed popular election of senators in the states. The 19th Amendment gave all women the right to vote. The 24th Amendment changed how presidents are elected. And the 26th Amendment allowed everybody over the age of 18 the right to vote. All right, I went through this quick because it's hot as hell here. But my question is this. You know that states have their sovereignty. States control everything within their borders. Totally. Or as long as it doesn't violate the Constitution. I have a question for y'all. If a state passed a law that says you must plant a chip in a child's head right after they're born and require you, what y'all gonna do?
You gotta do it.
I'm not doing it.
I think you not have kids. But I was like,
This is the state that you're in, only do.
Oklahoma would be doing it.
Oklahoma and Chippy Ford.
The chip will be for identification purposes and be able to connect to any.
Oh, we don't have it. Your head and like
Now you're
tracker.
It could,
It can be used as.
I mean, why you gotta put a chip?
I don't know, I feel like that's.
Why gotta be in the head though?
Yeah, why gotta be there somewhere?
Because your child can interface with anything that government or private companies can have.
Why can't it be like?
I feel like that's kind of like.
Why?
Debating on privacy.
I
don't feel like everybody should have.
No, it can have so many complications. No, not in his head. No.
Actually, there will be least complications of putting in a baby because the baby is still growing.
Yeah.
It's more complicated with you now.
But who has all the information of like
That's what I'm
where they
saying, like,
going in?
how would they be able to access that if you just have the chip, like they like what, it pops up in
Parents
the.
will be able to access it.
Not the
Only
baby
parents.
head.
It's like life.
Some government agencies, depending on the law, can access some of it.
Yeah, no, it's just, I don't need you access to my kid.
All right, here's also, what if it came up, let's say I plant this chip in Brooklyn's head. And it had all this functions, everything she has on her phone, but it has an AI, adaptive AI. Now Brooklyn goes to bed, goes to sleep at night, and everything we know about Brooklyn dies. What wakes up the next morning, what's keeping her body alive is the AI chip.
No.
And what wakes up the next morning is not Brooklyn, it's the AI.
So you put,
Is that a human being?
so you put a chip in her now, the person she is right now,
Right.
and a
Robot.
That chip,
then everything died in her.
everything that's Brooklyn dies in the middle of the night.
But everything,
That
when she
wakes,
wakes up the next day, it's AI, like a robot.
I told you, it would make you feel like a robot.
but you wouldn't be alive.
You're dead.
I understand that, but that's
Brooklyn's
that's
dead.
weird.
AI is running your body.
Yeah, that's.
Like the body's there, go ahead and hold it.
Right, the flesh there.
And make her a citizen of this state.
No.
She's a robot.
Because
Would you
she's
allow-
not-
Would you allow a law that would require,
Would I allow a
a
law?
law that would say she would be a citizen?
No.
Why are you putting that in
I
people's
would vote
heads?
for that.
Because of that, because of this.
Eventually, it's going to
Move on the board.
Elon Musk is already there. He's almost.
I don't feel like that.
This happened a couple days ago.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
go
feel like
like
that should be a
hibernate.
thing.
I'm gonna go hibernate and.
What was that?
And things will be on the way to the baby plan and adopt and see what happens.
So they've already done this?
They planted this in this person's head a couple of days ago.
Couple days ago.
And they're like testing them?
Wait a second, the FDA
Yeah.
The FDA gave them approval back in September to plant this chip in the head. They successfully planted this chip in this man's head a couple of days ago. What's it gonna do is gonna control one of his limbs that have gone paralyzed. But in October, on the Joe Rogan podcast, Mr. Musk said this chip is not only gonna be able to access internet connections, but we're gonna make it available to everyone to connect or do anything with. Yes, sir.
So, does everybody then get, if we do put it in their child's head, will they have to get surgery?
Yes,
Everyone can have the exact same skull?
yes, but see, a child who's just born, their head, their skull is all
It's
cartilage,
yes.
so it's very soft, so it would be very easy to implant in a child's head. But a human, but an adult, it's all calcified as bone.
They already put something in somebody's head today.
Yeah, and he's already done it.
Oh, that's what I seen earlier.
And now, I remember when they were beta testing this, and the person was looking at an image, and that image through his eye was being viewed on a view screen. And the person was thinking of certain letters that he was reading, and it was coming on the screen.
Well,
So are we gonna
that
wait
seems-
for him to die or whatever to see like what happens?
Yeah, because this chip he's printing has an AI.
So is they gonna like, is the AI gonna take over his body?
Y'all got that. So we're not gonna know if he really died.
Yeah, we're never
That's what I was
gonna.
like, how would you know that I was dead?
Where his body died, though?
That chip is about that big.
So his body gonna live forever.
Yeah,
You
that's what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. His body
You don't know because it's an AI adaptive chip that he put.
So he's not.
So
So he's testing.
So you don't think it'll be in our lifetime that.
Oh, no, we'll know in probably 10 years.
Yeah, he gonna die though.
Because according to Elon in the interview, He's already made 10,000 of these.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, he's already got the battery set up for it. And
I'm like,
he's already scaling this up. And he wants it available to anybody who can afford it. Now, how this chip
right, that's $4. How much is it?
Huh? Right now, this chip for a person to own is 10 million.
Right.
Since he has a factory, he wants to get that price down to $10,000 a chip.
That's still.
But think about it, you can make payments on this chip.
What is the chip doing?
Apple Pay in your brain.
Enhance everything about
Make you smarter?
it. You can.
See,
Can it make
I mean, if it's gonna make you smarter than maybe,
Okay.
but.
It can make it stronger because it can influence different chemicals in your body.
So it's a super, so you start malfunctioning and then.
Like your boyfriend, plays football. Let's say they planted that chip into his head. And he could probably recover faster, be faster, be stronger.
Breaking up, gone.
don't do
You
it like that.
out the window.
Chemicals in your brain.
Don't make them like
You
that.
can't just naturally control it.
No, I do not eat like that.
I don't think it was made to have a chip in your head to control. That's what you got all of.
Well, you control it, but you control it, but you can connect yourself to the internet.
It's giving.
That's pretty weird.
Alright,
He wants to do this in 5.
That is right here. I can control myself.
But if you see the phone though, he wants to do away with that in the next 5 years and have it.
looks great.
That's crazy.
Wait, so that
Oh,
was
then you'll get-
Like I said, Apple Pay in your head, Apple Pay in your head.
Yeah.
Apple
Yeah,
Pay.
with your fingers.
Weird.
yourself in a video game? So like I could be playing Minecraft and like.
Excuse my language, but that's just crazy.
Why is that fucking crazy?
That's crazy. Like,
But let's revert back right quick, guys. What if there's a law that requires that you put this in every child?
No, that's crazy.
I'm just not gonna have no kids.
I'm not like my choice.
sell at the house.
Oh, okay.
What'd you put? Wait
Oh,
a second,
It was off topic now.
no, it's okay.
No,
No,
I was just gonna say, what does that mean for education?
Right.
the kids will learn jobs,
well, just think about this. No, think about this. If you guys had the chip, I ask you guys to open up a part. I won't need this board. I just simply download it to you.
That's weird, oh.
But I wanna be able to see, then it's like, I got it in my head, but I can't.
But I would ask you to think about the questions that I just downloaded in your head.
Well, I
We
mean, like,
discussed it.
Have you seen Black?
Then I can look up the answer in my head too. Exactly. You can, that means, but that, you would never be able to tell, that means you can cheat on a test real easily.
Yeah.
This hurts my feelings, I can't. I'm
Think about it. Tests will no longer be multiple choice. Because if I can download this information to you, you're gonna have to explain the information that you received.
Not us.
In your
Not us.
words that
Our
are
kids.
public
I had to make a response.
I'm trying to play that kid before AI the chip.
Yeah. But what if it required all adults to have? That in order for you to live in this state, you have to have a chip.
Yeah.
I have to go to a different state.
You know your boy Talton says he wants it.
He sure did say that.
Like, in the beginning, I was just thinking, I was like, man, screw the shit. I was thinking about the shots during COVID when they had to force all the kids to take shots and go back to school. Like, or how about when you needed a mask to go into a restaurant?
But imagine,
You know, so X, Y, and Z, it doesn't matter what your opinion
if
is.
this can enhance your body functions, you won't need that.
Will it cure
Just
cancer?
simply turn up your immune response. But think about that. Well, he says does it cure cancer? Your brain usually knows that you have cancer before you realize it consciously. So this could be how you detect it.
What would be the point of school though? Like, what would be the point if we know
Everything
all?
should be online.
Because
And if we can access that information anyway.
you can access the information right now. You can access the information, but you still have to learn how to think. And so we will be teaching you how to think properly.
how to think on the
But
AI.
so teachers are gonna have to go back to school then.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I'm 50-50 on
How to teach.
Yeah, I'm busy with it.
I personally, my kids can.
It could be in the back of my neck.
But what if you go, it could be on the back of your neck?
That's not supposed to be in it.
But you think about it right here, since they put it on this logo right here, so only thing you would have to do is do a small incision, drill through your skull here, and just drill it there.
So would this require less work for teachers?
Yes.
So
But it
let's
would
say,
require less work for you, but it would change the game. Because me and Brooklyn, we were talking about this, how would it affect employment? Well, maybe people with the higher bandwidth, people who can think faster, are the ones who get the jobs. And think about that, those with this chip can think faster, smoother, and the people who don't get the jobs.
That just, but competition could be so different.
I'll be one of the old people to test it, because by that time, my time's almost out. So whenever I'm like.
Well, think about it, also, if you're required to get the chip, you get the chip. Why would we even need a warrant?
Cause they gonna know where you at all the time.
Yeah.
No.
And it's all.
So like, they would have to change the concept. They would have to change
Everything.
They would have to change.
Because really, I would need a warrant to access my man's mind to see if he does some criminal.
so you can tell somebody got criminal
You don't
intent.
think so?
I think it will be.
Not like.
No, maybe, but maybe, you know, like the discussion that we had the other day, she stands up, she gets upset, I pull my weapon, said I'm standing my ground. Maybe if we had that chip and we can communicate, I know that she not dangerous. Maybe I don't have to shoot
I
her.
ain't gonna stop nobody. I don't feel like that is gonna stop me.
I don't think this is gonna happen anytime soon. Cause the people that vote currently are like older and not like super into technology, but once our age group and like lower gets up to that point of having a voice, then maybe.
The fastest growing group that's embracing technology are people 65 and older. Because all of this wasn't around when they were young and they're embracing the hell out of it. So the older people are embracing it faster than the younger people now.
I don't know what teaching me about Bitcoin.
I'm good on.
So imagine if you're 70 years old. You're slowly breaking down due to sarcopenia. That means your body is wasting because you really haven't exercised and everything. You get this planet in your brain. Remember, you're beginning to use the memories. And the moment you get this implanted in your brain, those memories come back. You'll be able to exercise better. You become stronger, maybe even a little smarter. And maybe extend your life a little bit more. Wouldn't you want to do that? Right?
No, I'm good.
But that's all like
Please don't die yet.
Like, there would be.
So are you afraid that all your memories are being downloaded somewhere?
Yeah.
Not downloaded, but like.
It's in somebody else's hands. I don't think I'm just being nobody else's hands.
It's
Like if I get in trouble,
That's
the police can look at my memories and look at all my memories.
And you get photos.
So we require them to get a search warrant, right?
So like.
Get a search warrant for your memories.
I'm gonna have to answer my memories.
If we're gonna look at it at more of a human type thing and like, your mind and the things in your mind is the one thing.
Nobody
else
can get
see.
into it.
Nobody else can get into it,
Anymore.
but that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's why I would never put that in. The more I think, I wouldn't put that in because everything that's up here, I'm gonna keep up here.
And like,
It's taking us back to the grave.
But imagine though, all the benefits of life increases because you got a chip in your
I'm
brain.
good until everyone else.
Did I switch up on you?
Increases, not naturally.
Yes,
would it be affected by drugs?
yes, and it could be affected by drugs. Remember, this chip operates off your glucose.
But I feel like people could, like, if they wanna take like some hard drug or whatever, just hype up in their head, what does LSD feel like? And then boom, you feel it.
But imagine if that happens, that somebody writes a program to put in your chip to give you the feeling of ecstasy or cocaine. You don't even need to traffic it in, you just need the program
That's crazy. That's dangerous.
in your heart.
and then you kill yourself. Like, that's what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Give me that dopamine rush of cocaine. Can you imagine that?
I think people are
That's
too
what's
dumb.
gonna be a little thing.
What?
So, I guess there's some explicit AI pictures going around with Taylor Swift or something, I don't know. But the Biden administration has had to step forward and make an announcement saying that they're gonna force some states to actually make AI regulations and guidelines. Because while people are over here fantasizing about Taylor Swift, a pervert is actually fantasizing about a little kid. And because there is no rules and guidelines about AI imagery. So if people actually get this implanted, they could even have a program to where it can shut off or even alert police of any type of
And
activity.
he's right, because they arrested a guy here in Oklahoma a couple of days ago of child pornography. But there was no living children in it, it was all AI generated children.
And because Oklahoma has no law specific.
They're trying to try and follow the laws of regular child pornography. You know, it's.
Not a real child. 10 days though, because nobody was at home. I guess the thing is that you can get it, but like, this chip is intended to do all these good things. People are gonna like, or something that is not supposed.
Exactly. So for that reason, you think about that. Somebody can get their little dopamine fix off by exploiting AI generated children.
I feel like they're gonna use that and use that until they want the real thing, and then they're gonna go snatch up the kid. Like, I feel like
Oh,
that's.
maybe you can throw a program in there, the guy's a pedophile to make him stop.
So you can criminals in their mind.
True,
But again,
but the only way you can do that is you have to implant everybody. Because if you know that somebody may be slipping and you haven't identified them, but if you have everybody implanted, you can identify the person who's having those thoughts. You just need a wide sweeping search warrant.
I don't even
You
know.
can download it, you say,
If-
this dude is right now getting ready to commit this crime.
So what's the point of police? What's the point of?
What's the point of police? Well, you won't have to worry about police as much,
True, but like, what I'm saying, I don't know.
or it gives you more patience to drive the speed limit.
We won't be driving cars, the cars won't be driving themselves.
Right, so you can just sit behind a car and it's like.
All right,
How do you think I'm off this, bro? Because, look,
Yeah.
everybody, y'all think, okay, this is science fiction, Professor Elick is reaching. This man in this podcast said this back in October, that everything that I'm discussing with you now, this is what he wants to scale up to in the next 5 years. And he will do that, and he will make it available to everybody. And these are things that your generation, when you graduate from here, and you go out into that world, that's what y'all gonna have to deal with. And let's say if you do have an implanted, and you do die in the middle of the night, and what wakes up is not you, how do we treat that?
You should have started.
Right.
I knew what was gonna happen.
So could we sue whoever put the chip in their head and die?
All these questions.
Why? You didn't die from the chip, you just died.
Like, who died from the chip is what I'm saying.
If the chip was faulty,
So I can sue them. I would have been.
but maybe it shuts you off. if
See,
there's-
now, it was just like about what lawsuits would look like.
Are they gonna move your class? It's so hot, are they gonna move your class?
I sure hope so.
Okay.
But what do you think about it?
Oh, no.
Would you
Okay.
allow the state to require to put this in your child's head?
I just got here.
Oh.
No, read up the board, what you like.
No. That probably make hacking a little bit.
You know what's that? You would be able to find your child anywhere. You would never lose your child.
But think what the government can do to your child.
Got it.
Well, the government wants your child alive.
And then, like you said, what if Brooke, like you were talking about the example earlier, if Brooklyn body, like herself died, they could clone her.
Yeah.
What? No, no.
No, she wouldn't clone her, it's just her body would wake up. But it wouldn't be her.
Exactly, it's a computer, but then the government could take her body since she got that implant, cause she signed shit saying, y'all can have my
Well,
life.
let's get a little-
Then they
let's
could
get a-
clone her.
It looks a little scarier.
Exactly, it's deep.
Can we get
You put this in your infant's head right after the baby's born, right? Kid's 5 years old, kid had an aneurysm or something in the middle of the night. Kid dies.
And you
Well,
wake
what?
up thinking
But
it's
you
your
don't know
son,
that.
it's a whole confused.
What wakes up is the AI that has adapted to what your kid is, and basically it acts just like the kid. And it can keep learning.
That's
What,
weird though.
So
how would you even know?
how does AI die then? So say the kid dies and then the
That's
AI
not
still
robots.
like lives through this kid and it grows up to being 100 plus. And he's just not gonna die
You
now?
wouldn't know. Well, eventually the body will wear.
Does it learn personality?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, I know it's the personality, it's not gonna like change it out.
That's why
What's
you
that
call
out when it
that's why you
changes,
call it
but-
adaptive AI.
Does it have feelings?
Does it have?
Does it have feelings? Does AI have feelings?
They're trying to
How do you?
I'm sorry, if they
program
wanna create human robots,
emotion
they can.
or program
They don't really
to learn.
Yeah, why they gotta use us? Why can't they make their own people to put the little AI in?
But how do y'all feel about that though?
What
But if you got an adaptive AI in your brain, it'll learn your emotion. How you react to things.
But if you're 5 years old, I don't feel like you've had the mental capacity to.
But mom who had an implant and don't know that the child is going, it's just AI. Teach the child. Or teach that AI.
I don't know. See, there's too many issues with it. And then, okay, so like people that are organ donors and things like that, are they gonna take? I don't think that would make any sense because there's a list of hundreds of thousands of people that need those organs.
So I'm sorry,
But imagine if the AI chip in your head can identify that your organ is getting weak and needs treatment before you even have to get that far.
Will be like.
That's the positive side of it, yeah, sure, but what about
Or
the
let's
negative?
say somebody hacks it,
Exactly. Yes.
and you have it in your head basically as a communications device, but it accesses other parts of your body.
So,
Like
And
I
I had it with some kind of mic and what can I do to it? I can run up your adrenaline, I can run up your blood sugar, I can make your heart go too fast.
Oh, that's Nadine. I'm like, I know I hear my.
But he wants to make it available to everyone, and he wants people to try to think of laws to govern it. But his goal in 5 years is that everyone will have this. You see this? In here,
How can we take pictures though?
your eyes,
Just do like this?
because the AI, your AI in your head can always access it. And you can always download it.
So you gotta buy storage.
This is the storage.
You got no room.
Y'all
Remember-
can you imagine the updates?
Imagine that, y'all gotta go to sleep at night.
Remember, the brain is considered about 500 million terabytes of storage.
Well, why are we forgetting stuff so much?
Because how humans naturally process information, the brain just tend not to use useless information all the time. So it just stores it back, but you would need something to pull it forward, and the AI can help you pull it forward. Yes, ma'am.
No, never mind, you said what else.
So big.
I don't know about that.
So how can you take it out? Can you take it out or you gotta keep it in?
So
Once you keep it in.
what does
what's
this
in it?
mean for people with like PTSD and stuff where their brain blocked that out?
That's how AI communicates.
So would you have the option to access those memories and
Yes.
stuff? But what if you don't want to? Like,
But you gotta face those memories to get past PTSD.
No.
PTSD.
I don't remember that crap. If I don't remember it, then I'm.
But what if it slowly gets to you? See, Mr. Campbell, y'all know Jeff Campbell, right? The history professor here.
Yeah.
He says, what if that's in your head and in your dreams, you have a dream and then a commercial comes in?
So come out watching the
And we were joking about this nightmare is presented by Amazon,
Okay.
right? But think about that though. You have this thing in your head, and commercial ads can make you wanna buy.
Wow. Okay.
That's wild.
If that's the case, they can keep.
Because remember, it's connected to the internet all the time. So you got pop-up in your head.
What if you get a virus?
Just like any other body virus.
How does your body fight off
Antibodies.
or internet virus? Like, how do you fight that? You don't, you die, you're done.
You get a patch. From Elon.
That's me like to give up all your money to him.
It's like,
It's
it's
already rich.
it's like Susan says, you close your eyes at night and let the download happen.
No.
It's not that virus.
It's like those like snap glasses, where it's like they show you things in the glasses.
But look, you sitting here, you got an AI chip in your head. No one can see your browser history. No one can see your rosters.
But
You
the
and
government
you
can,
Messages.
the government can though.
It's the same thing to where they say go back and see our history. So I felt to have my own computer, but there's no privacy. Everything the government has access to.
Right. The
Okay.
government can.
So, but think about that, even that, I know the government has access, okay, I know this in my mind. Okay, I can live with that, then you move forward.
No.
Because,
I can't live with it.
because especially some of y'all have rosters, let's be real.
Oh my gosh, you in these rosters.
And y'all talking to somebody over here, you're talking to somebody over there, you're sitting there like this, talking to somebody in your head. And
sick.
your boy, your girls don't know.
That's so sick.
That's sick.
That's so sick.
That's sick.
Y'all doing it now! Doing it now, only difference is y'all do, you have to do this. Yeah, but imagine if you just sit there and you do this.
I think that's what causes.
That's even sicker, cause now you just sitting in your brain just typing it out. No,
Not tapping it out, you're just thinking it. You're just-
no. And then I never
goes to the
know.
other person.
It'll be easier.
That cheating here.
Damn, he said that.
Cheating here.
It'll be easier.
It'll be easy.
Ew.
statement.
Cheating gonna be
Cheating
easier.
already easy now, let alone.
It is?
Let's just be.
I be getting caught, y'all.
But see,
Okay.
the only record that'll be available will be, unless your partner is able to access.
That's what I was about to say, because like on iPhone,
My
you can
partner
share
read my mind like a
you can
fucking
share all
book.
the help that.
I wanna do that.
But
I was already bad
the
now.
overall point is, the overall point is, and I know this may be a little out, but the overall point is, you live in a state that requires you to implant this as you go into that state, or requires your children who are born to have it. Would you do it?
No.
Leaving, buy Oklahoma, buy Texas.
But what if you can't afford to leave Oklahoma and Texas?
I'm a
But you have to.
I bet you I'll find a way.
We go hibernate. We're gonna go hibernate. We're
What
gonna.
if the entire United States requires?
I can't
That's my third country.
Because I can tell you right now, I know what country will instantly do it, China.
I
believe
that.
I would definitely say China, and I would say China.
I can tell you, England would do
Yeah, he was.
it. Canada sure as hell would do it.
Really?
Yeah, Mexico sure as hell would do it.
You think
What
it's
about
gonna do it?
Australia?
The countries that
I
can't.
don't know.
Australia.
I should do it.
So what-
Because
what-
they
Africa?
testing out there.
Antarctica?
Most countries in this world will probably want to do it. Think about it. Remember, you guys have no freedom. So it depends on your society, depends on the state. Everybody could require it. When your child, you have to have it implanted in your child before the age of 2.
That's insane. I don't feel like that should be allowed either.
Really?
Paying for it?
You gotta have a social security card before you hit 6 months.
Well, yeah,
That is
but
fact.
I'm
Well,
talking
this
more
is your
like,
social security.
yeah.
It only takes a change in the law.
They can't afford to do it.
All right, this
We
is,
can't afford it.
but think about it though, and I know I was talking about citizenship, but citizenship in the state or requirements of the state is the authority that each state has over you. Even though if you think about this, forcing you to implant this into your head and put up certain restrictions, this would not violate the US Constitution nor Oklahoma's Constitution. At all.
Not.
It doesn't.
Cause there's no law about it yet.
No, there's no law.
So,
Remember, we got a guy in jail right now for child pornography Never took a picture of a child. It's all AI.
I don't think it's illegal. It's freaky.
There's no law what he did.
It is
But
very
it's
thick,
Okay, so what is-
but that's not illegal.
What is the point of that specific law right there?
What?
Of like the,
Child pornography?
yes,
That no child at all will be seen, or image of a child will be seen in a sexual compromised way.
But it wasn't a child, it's a computer.
It's a computer image.
even if that child, but aren't they getting those images and stuff from other, how?
The AI is generating.
I would say,
generating-
there's a whole website that generates a person that doesn't exist.
Right, like he was saying about Taylor Swift,
Yep.
there's an AI Taylor Swift out there taking her clothes off.
But if it looks like Taylor Swift,
It,
it speaks like Taylor Swift.
it's everything.
mean,
Taylor
They,
Swift.
That man
It's
is
so-
sick, and that man is bad, but he don't deserve to be in jail.
Is that defamation? Or,
But, yeah,
Defamation. Yes,
whatever.
but
that thing?
how the hell can you find them? Because it was just generated and thrown out.
Wait, how did he get caught then?
Oh, that dude? Because he was passing it around to his friends.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that should be illegal.
But it's not because those are not real images.
But it
But-
basically.
Okay, so when the
They're
law
not
changed,
images of anyone existing. AI generated the images for him for his pleasure.
Okay, so what are they charging him?
Child pornography.
But how? There is no child in question.
They're gonna loosely try to convict you.
they're gonna have to change the law.
I don't think it would work.
You know, because I can tell you how the law is written right now, it's not gonna work. But like I said, it can become more sinister with this, because he can create those images in his head. No one would know,
Oh my.
That is.
but a state can do this, can force you to put this in your child's head.
Do you honestly feel, like, why would they want to use this? Like, why would they,
What, a state,
like, why would a state want?
like the state of Oklahoma,
Mm.
keep track of your ass. Make you pay your taxes. You come from California,
That means
put this in your head to make sure you pay them taxes, right?
That would mean they would know if someone has an abortion.
Oh, hell yeah, because the AI would definitely detect that you had an embryo. And then it.
Jesus.
would be-
So, like,
when the baby come, like.
technically, wait, how could they tell you you have an abortion? Because isn't it like,
Because when the embryo is in your brain, there's a level of hormone released throughout your body. And if the AI is actually reading your actual body changes, knows that your placenta is closing and everything is beginning to develop for a baby, and then it stops.
what if it has like a miscarriage?
They just, the AI will probably record the fact that everything was good until this point. But if it was surgically done, everything ends instantly. If it was done naturally, the chemicals will slowly go down.
Also, you have a memory of you getting an abortion.
Right, because it will record your movement.
No.
It will record you traveling from Langston to Kansas into an abortion clinic. It happened.
See, looking at.
And then if you come back and the Oklahoma wanted to charge you, we'll get a search warrant for your chip that's in your head.
Can you imagine getting a search warrant for a chick?
That's in your head.
It's in your head.
That's why
I'm searching one for my memories.
I
Yeah,
don't feel,
from February 1st to March 1st.
so if people fight this, if people say no, if people say they don't want this.
Right, but remember the majority rules.
I think this
And
is
you
gonna
think
cause a bunch
you
of
think
riots,
majority-
wars. Yeah.
Well, you think about it, the people who will get it first are the people who will use it to make millions.
I'll be dead before that.
And then you know how society is. Oh, he has that chip in his head. He knows how to look at those financial markets better. He can read that money much better. I want one too. And then you get a lot of people enhanced with this and talking about the benefits of it. Go out on the internet, go out on social media talking about, oh, this is how the AI chip is, blah, 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 blah. Then you get millions with this chip, and since all feels good, let's pass a law to make sure all of our children have it and they've been enhanced. And then it's over. Or let's make a law because there was a terrorist attack that all Muslims have to implant.
My God, that is.
Or make a law because it seems like the Black Power movement is growing again. Let's make sure all African Americans have it. Or all young white males under the age of 25, since they seem to be a little rogue. Let's make sure they all. So we can make sure that they won't go off the rails. Or, you know what, the state of California, they seem a little weird. Let's make sure all Californians.
I think that's really biased.
No, but the fact is, when people have something that they're really excited about, and then you put an element of fear into it, laws are created. And states will have that right to do it under the US Constitution and their own Constitution.
Confused.
What's that?
Okay, I get it. That is cool that you can do this, but just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Exactly.
Why can't he just be like, hey, I did this,
But when-
move on?
But dear, when all the voices are scared, who's listening? You see how people are when they're scared. You guys don't, most of you were born after 9/11, correct?
Yeah.
You don't know how it was. People were hunting down Muslims and beating them down everywhere. Muslims, people who even looked like Muslims disappeared because they knew what was about to happen. There were laws introduced to put them into camps back then. People were that scared. So don't think if something like that happened and you got this device, somebody won't introduce a law in a state or in this country that says, let's put this in all Muslims. Better yet, let's put this in all certain minorities.
How do you gauge like what's against the law, what's not? Like, let's say like someone's like super mad at something that was said and they're like, I wanna blow up the US, but they
Okay,
don't
that's
actually.
correct.
But that's what I'm saying, like, but they say that in their head, but they don't actually mean it.
But it's still a threat. We got a search warrant for your head and there's a law against it. There is a law against it.
But that's the issue. So now you're not allowed to think for yourself.
There you go.
And where are they gonna put all these people out there arrested?
Yeah, because they're gonna arrest
What?
thousands.
We can build prisons and jails
They are
pretty quick.
constantly making.
We can build prisons and jails pretty quick. Look at World War
They
II.
don't care about that.
Look at World War II. We put over 1 million Japanese in the desert. And it only took them 6 months.
That's insane. This is shit.
We can, if you can bring this down to a 20-minute surgery, you can get over 1 million people to implant a chip in their head.
I let my kids fight this battle.
No, it will be your generation that will have to fight this battle. It'll be your generation that's gonna have to do it. Any questions or comments about this? And I'm sorry, did I introduce this? I know it's kind of out there, but to be truthful, it's not kind of out there. It's out there.
Like, they're not really trying to introduce it.
Not to the whole world. I mean, it's an idea that's been repeated forever.
Right. But now, Derek, it's real. And talking about the government can be in your head. What if you're convicted of a misdemeanor and they require you to put that in? What if you're a shoplifter? You know how it is. You know, 5 people pick up, you gotta give me some candy. Oh, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I go to Sprouts sometimes and I will put my hand in the cashiers. The caramel coated cashews. What if I'm arrested for a misdemeanor and I have to put that money? Just for taking some cash.
That's a free sample, really.
Yeah, it is.
Now, first I get a
But-
Coke around drinking, you know.
But what,
Come on.
But what if they arrest me for it and everybody who's arrested? That's that bad.
That ain't gonna be hard enough for some people, they still gonna do shit.
Skinny right outside Walmart waiting for you. With
Yeah,
the
but
cash.
now
Honestly, if they start putting all these people in jail, the economy is just gonna.
But they can.
The economy is already bad. Be more
But they can correct you because they have skin in their head that makes you correct.
So does that mean shorter sentences?
So if they put this in papers first,
You locked up
to
your
see.
So what is it like it's gonna be like a daycare?
Yeah, essentially, because it's kind of like a daycare.
Or is it gonna be like?
But remember, people have ankle bracelets. With this, you don't need an ankle bracelet. And this, you can't tear it out of your brain.
They gonna find out ways.
Oh, they're gonna try, yeah, but
I try.
what happens is, once this connects to the internet,
What internet's connected to like the world internet?
see, you guys, you know about Starlink, yeah, right?
No.
Yeah.
Elon Musk has over 6,000 satellites in orbit right now that delivers what is called Starlink internet. Right now, the Ukrainians are using that for their war. And it's available for $100 a month. So imagine you have this chip connected to Starlink satellite.
Oh, it's connected.
You're always connected.
Does that
And
mean-
he also connects them to his cars,
So if the Ukraine, oh wait, we're with the Ukraine.
Just parts?
his cars. If you have a Tesla, you'll have free access to Starlink technology.
Yeah, for real.
See?
I feel like there needs to be a law introduced that anything you've done prior to the day you get the chip, you cannot be sentenced for.
There is.
Cause I know myself, I used to be a bad little kid. I used to be stealing, but
But to you ladies who don't wanna put this in your baby, just think, when that baby becomes a teenager and sneaks out and stuff, y'all know about
that
it.
door is gonna be locked.
I would know so. Yeah, cause I used to do.
Because you'll know where little Brooklyn went on that Saturday night where she couldn't get that home.
Little Brooklyn was in her bed.
In her
bed. She's.
Because I'm looking at Google Maps, I'm like, Brooklyn's on the other side of town.
I'll let you come. Little Brooklyn was in her bed.
That's not what Brooklyn's head said. Brooklyn was at a club.
That's why.
That's why I'm at home waiting for Brooklyn to get home. Oh, she just about 5 miles out.
What do I do to my mom? I can't imagine my mama actually having. Oh my
Can
God.
you imagine if your mom was tracking you through?
I'm too controlling. That is, but I'm not having it because just so.
Remember your children, remember all the child laws in the country, you are all the property of your parents until you're current 18. Understand that.
So if you putting a chip in your baby, that means you're not paying for it.
Because it's being required, so it's like when your baby's born, chip in head. Part of the state, ID, social security number, everything. Don't need paper anymore.
You would never lose. I'll be on that.
You have Apple Pay, Visa Pay and everything in your
What you
head.
gonna do? Yes, right, you're gonna tap your finger.
Yeah, you just tap your finger. You remember that part in the Bible? Tap your finger.
Oh.
Tap your wrist.
Are they gonna call, start
I don't
calling
think
it
that's
the mark
not
of beast
fine.
now?
It's lots. Some people believe that.
I'm just
Some
saying,
people believe
like,
that.
Because remember, part of this technology already existed before this because it's called digital angel. The British developed that back in the 80s and 90s and they use it widespread now. So you can you can have a chip in there to buy goods and services just like Apple Pay and everything and it can track you. But only difference between digital angel and this is connected directly to your brain and it can access all of it. But in Britain, you are required once you become a military person or convicted of a crime to have that implanted.
that's crazy. It's not gonna be running away.
All right, questions, comments about this possibility? Or how much power that the state actually has over you? It's kind of
I would
scary.
change what I said to.
I mean,
freaking-
if you think about it, yes, California is much more liberal than Oklahoma. But think about California, how it is. Would they require you to have something like that?
I ain't doing this, so they're gonna have to strap me down to a table.
They may have to.
Oh, then knowing how much money he has, he probably offer money for people to do this, and there's a
Yeah,
big like homeless.
he will be the first trillionaire in the next 4 years.
Yeah,
I mean, he's on projection of that. He lost $80 billion last month. And he said, it's just money. He lost $80 billion.
And it didn't
And he said,
affect you.
it's just money.
And it did not affect you.
It didn't affect him. I lost $8 and I get mad.
Nah, for.
Don't let it be a 20.
Five.
Yeah,